Hey, how you doing, super coders? Welcome back to our new lecture. And in this lecture, we will be printing this particular pattern. Although it might look very easy to you that this pattern can be printed with everything that I have taught you in the past, but there is a little bit of a trick that I'm going to use now, and you have to also print the pattern using that particular trick, because that trick is going to be used for the next 4 to 5 lectures of pattern printing. So let's get ahead. We are getting this number in and we have to print this pattern. Let's see. Let me tell you what the question is all about. Let's say that you are getting the value of n as 4. Then in the first line there will be a star, then there will be 3 spaces. In the second line there will be a star after this space, then 2 spaces again. In the third line 2 spaces, 1 star, then this, then a space again, and a star. Okay. Now the thing is, before printing this particular pattern, I want to ask you, can you print this pattern? I know that my supercoders are this much capable of printing this pattern by themselves, but still I'm going to help you out with printing of this pattern. So basically, in the first line, how many lines are there? Let's first decide that. There are 4 lines. So the loop is going to loop. Outer loop is going to be run 4 times. Outer loop is going to run 4 times. And now the inner loops. So the first loop is running in the first loop. In the first iteration, there are 4 stars. In the second iteration as well, 4 stars. In the third line, 4 stars. In the fourth line, there are 4 stars. Okay. Each time we are getting inside this particular iteration, we can print the number of stars using the magic star funda loop, which I have already taught you. So we will be giving this number 4 to the magic star funda loop each time. Okay, because magic star funda loop can print by itself the number of stars. We just have to give the loop the count of the number of stars that we want to be printed after each iteration. So this is the outer loop in range 1 till n plus 1. Okay. Now then we go inside the range, inside the outer loop for j in range. Okay, over here I should be using this for j in range. Each time, how many times I am going to be printing, how many times I am going to printing this inner loop, inner magic star funda loop. N times I am going to be printing those stars if the value inputted is n, because over here the input was 4. N was 4, so that's why the stars in each loop in each line was 4. If the loop is getting the input n, then I have to use this and then print star, and after that end it with a tab. Okay, now after we come out of this, I simply have to make sure that after we come out of this loop, I simply need to make sure that the cursor moves to the next line, and that is going to happen with the help of end n. Okay, now this code is going to print a particular box. This is going to print a box, as you can see over here. This has printed this box if the input was 5. Now we need to take a particular care that we need not print these stars. Okay, I should be using blue. These stars should not be printed. Instead of them, spaces should be printed. This will be printed, but instead of them, the spaces will be printed. Okay. Can you reduce something from over here? That whenever, see over here. Here the value of I is 1 and j is 1. Here the value of I is 2 and j is 2, because this is the second row and the column is also second. This is the third row and the column is also third. So this is 3, 3. This star will be printed when we are in the fourth row and in the fourth column. So can I say that the stars will be printed only when I is equal to j, and if I is not equal to j, then spaces will be printed. Okay, let's code this as well. If the value, if I is equal to j, then print this. Otherwise, we simply need to, okay, I have not used indentation here. Over here as well, over here as well, indentation will be used. Print simply the tab. And also you need to make sure that this particular part gets printed in the same line. Okay, now we are done with our code and let's run it. It is running pretty much well for 4. Let's run it for the general cases without taking any input. Let's directly submit it. Okay, it has got submitted correctly. Okay, because I have showed you how is it running correctly for 4, right? Let's say if it is running properly for 5 or not. Yes, it is running. So we are done with this lecture. I hope that you would be using this particular trick that I am telling in this lecture, because this trick will be used in the further lectures as well. With this, I end this video. Thank you.